Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys today? Super excited to be with you today. This card is amazing and I think you're going to absolutely just love it. I can't wait to share it with you, but let's go over some announcements while we're waiting for everybody to come in and settle down. So first, I want to talk about my card fiesta. That is on Saturday the 24th, and we get together locally. So if you're in the local area, I live in Virginia Beach, and you would like to make cards with me, you can most certainly do that. Just reach out to me. I like to receive email at Kelly, Kelli, at inkyhandswarmhearts.com. And that way I can save a spot for you. It's at El Azteca in Virginia Beach is the restaurant that we meet at. And I can give you all the details. Just send me a message. Let me know you're interested and I'll give you all the details. It's so much fun. We get together, we make cards, we eat Mexican food. It's just a really fun twice a month event that I do at this restaurant. All right, so the next is Inky Hands Crew. If you're not a crew member, I would love it if you would join. The crew is the best, so if you need more information, you can get on my website. If you go to inkyhandswarmhearts.com, and you're going to click on memberships, and all the directions, all the sign-ups, everything's there. But in a nutshell, you get 6 projects from me every single month, all with one bundle or stamp set. You're going to get all the measurements, all the videos that go with it, and they're exclusive videos only for the members. So no one else has access to these projects but members. So it's exclusive. And I would love to have you be a part of it. So you can make some cards every month, basically a mini class. It's $7.99 a month. And I'd love to have you be a part of it. If you're not opted into the Stampin' Rewards program, you're not earning free dollars on every purchase in my online store, please sign up for it. I'd hate for you to miss out on that. Join the joy of Stampin' Up. So if you would like to become a demonstrator, I would love to have you on my team. I'm always looking for a few new members. I would love to have 2 more by the end of the Stampin' Up year. And so maybe you want to join this month and get $165 worth of product for $99. You also get free shipping. The only thing you'd pay is $99 plus tax. A paper pumpkin comes in your kit, so you're going to get that. That's a $25 value. It's a really great opportunity, and I would love to talk to you about it. If you have some interest, please reach out again at Kelly, Kelli, at inkyhandswarmhearts.com, and I would love to talk to you about being on my team. My team is amazing. They're in the chat, so team, let them know what your favorite thing is about being on our team and encourage them to join us, because don't we have so much fun together? Paper Pumpkin, speaking of that, Full of Charm is our next kit, and it is was available starting Sunday. You have until the 10th of June to subscribe. It is going to be a really beautiful kit. They're basically elevated cards, beautiful heartfelt sentiments. You're going to get 9 cards, 3 each, 3 designs with 9 coordinating, coordinating envelopes. Envelopes and card bases are going to have gold foiling, pre-cut paper pieces, unique sentiment labels. Coordinating colors are Berry Burst, Cajun Craze, Early Espresso, Mossy Meadow, Pretty Peacock, which is the Stampin' Spot, and Timid Tiger, which is one of our new colors, one of our new ink colors. So kind of exciting that Timid Tiger is going to be in on this kit. I think it's going to be really exquisite. You're not going to want to miss it, so don't miss out on this month's kit, Full of Charm. It also coordinates with the Floral Charm suite that's in our annual catalog, so check that out as well. And if you do not have your quarterly add-on of the 3 sets of 3 dies, one for each month of April, May, and June, get those before time runs out, because this is our final kit of this quarter, and starting in July, we'll have a new one. Kits collection. There's 2 new kits. The first one is Share a Smile kit. I think it's a really great way to put some note card sized bases in your purse to hand out as you go about your day. It's always fun to give somebody a smile, make them feel special, and it's a great way for you to spread joy. It comes with 8 cards. You get 1 of each, and they're 8 different designs, so you have plenty to give out. And it's only $14, so grab a couple of these kits in my online store, and you're good to go. Beautiful Blues kit is the other kit. This one is a stamping kit. It's $23 for 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs, and it is quite stunning. So if blue is your favorite color, this is the kit for you. All right, I guess that's it. I thought it was thicker than that, but I guess not. Game night. If you're not registered for game night, you still have a little bit of time to get registered. I hope the stamp set will remain available. That is my concern. So the sooner you know, the sooner you sign up, the faster you will be assured that you can play with us at game night. We are doing this the last Thursday of every month, and I can't wait for you guys to be a part of it. We had so much fun last month, and we play the lucky number, and we make 4 cards. You'll get the card class for the 4 cards, and you'll have the chance to win Stampin' Up! Product after each card that I make on the live on the 22nd of May. So if you are interested and need questions, again, as always, I tell you guys to send me an email at Kelly, Kelli, at inkyhandswarmhearts.com. That would be the best way. And have you guys seen the new online exclusive set, Celebratory Sips? It is a beautiful suite of products. And this suite is our stamp camp. So I wanted to print this out so that you guys can see what a fun stamp set this is. And you can join Stamp Camp. I have a few openings left. You have only until the 31st of May to sign up for Stamp Camp, so don't miss out. It is a group of 13 demonstrators, international, all around the world, Netherlands, UK, New Zealand, Australia, Canada, and the United States. A really great group. We have former artisans and current artisans in our on our design team. And you get to get 13 make and takes, and then you get to have 13 bonus projects that you get to learn how to make as well in a live Facebook group that we meet and do the projects for you live. You get a PDF, you get all of the make and takes cut for you, you get the beautiful suite. It is quite a deal, and I would love it if you join my stamp camp. Again, if you need additional information, email me at Kelly, Kelli, at inkyhandswarmhearts.com. I would love to help you with that. I also sell monthly PDFs from the same design team. We don't have them the months that we have the tutorials. Not tutorials. We don't have them the month we have Stamp Camp, but I do have them all the other months. So 9 tutorials a year and then 3 Stamp Camps is how we run that design team. And I think you would love to check out the tutorials. Rose, let them know how great these tutorials are. I know that you worked your way through them, and they're such great ideas that you have bought quite a few of them. I would appreciate the little shout out. All right, so new catalog is live, as you guys know, and I am using a set from the online exclusive. I will show you that in a minute, but I did want to let you know that we have a notification available to let you know when products come back in stock. So if you're logged in on your account, your email address will automatically populate with the option to edit if you need to for products that are not available if you want to be notified for when they will be back in stock. And after your preferred email address is entered, you're going to check the box to agree to receive notifications, and then you're going to get a notification email that includes the item number, the name of the product that you signed up to be notified about. And when the product becomes available, you'll also receive a single email notifying you that it's back in stock, and the email will include the item number, the name, and an image of that product. And if the product sells out again, of course, you will need to sign up to be notified a second time if that's the case. For the new ink colors, if you need information about cloud cover, it is kind of a long, drawn out explanation, but you can purchase it as a spot only because Stampin' Up! Wants to offer only the highest quality products to our customers, and that's basically it in a nutshell. And since I am very much support that, I highly support that view. And so let me show you the products that we're going to use today. We're using Sunrise Sailing. It is a gorgeous little set. I have paired it with the Arches. That's an add-on product also from the online exclusive. And this bundle, you get the stamp set, the dies, and an embossing folder. That's the bundle, these 3 items. But I wanted to use this Waves embossing folder, the soft waves. If you don't have it, add that on. This is an amazing Amazing folder. So these are my two add-ons. And then the designer series paper I used is also new. It's called Boho Vibes. It has some really beautiful colors, and I thought it went really, really well with this particular suite. So I used this particular designer series paper. So that's the paper that I used. So these are the add-ons. I think most of you probably have the Archers and the Soft Waves embossing folder, but if you don't, these are the add-ons. And then this is the bundle, the Sunrise Sailing bundle. You would get these 3 items in your piece. Now I'm going to leave this up at the top because I'm going to be using some of these today to make our card. So let me show you the card. I'm sure you saw it already, but it is this really fun card. It is a double arch, and isn't it beautiful? I love this set. The sailboat is so stunning. This is the designer series paper. I think it lends itself well to this particular bundle, and we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to show you how to put this together, okay? So we're going to just put this off right here to the side, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So for this project, you're going to need a series of some of these arches. So let me grab my arches out so I can tell you which ones I've used. I think I started with the second largest for both of these. Yes. So the second largest in cloud cover and the second largest in basic white. And then we have a few more arches. So let's see which ones are the next one. So these are the the second biggest. And then we have a couple more nested ones. So I think this is the third biggest, and it is. So this one is going to nest on our cloud cover. So since they nest within each other, that's why I wanted to have the next one down. So this is the third largest. And then I believe this is the fourth largest. Yep. So see, if we were to stack them, see the fourth largest and then the fifth largest. So 2 of the second largest, third largest, fourth largest, fifth largest. So you're going to work your way, not this big one, but then start going in all the way till you get what you need. So the white and the cloud cover and this one are going to be together, and then these two are going to be together. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue all of these little parts and pieces together, and we'll get started on that part. So let me get my silicone mat out. And this is our front section here. So we have these two attached to one another. So we'll start with that one. This card is quite fun, and it's like a wow, a little pop-up card. And it goes flat for you to mail it. All right, so we're gonna add this, and we're just gonna leave a border all the way around, an even border. And when you're happy with placement, then I like to use my little roller, especially when I'm using any kind, oops, see, it moved on me. Especially when I'm using any kind of little die situation. So I'm gonna put that, I want even sides all the way around. There we go. And we're gonna go ahead and run our roller, get that into place. All right, so that's number 1. Okay, let's add our blue. And this one I did emboss. It is the third largest arch, and I did emboss it with that waves. You see how beautiful that folder is. So we're going to add our adhesive to the back of this one. And we are going to add that to our second largest in cloud cover. And again, same thing, make sure that it is spaced just how you want it. And when you're, whoops, I'm going to turn it. When you're happy with your placement, you want to go ahead and place this down. Put some pressure on it and press that into place. Just like that. All right. So now on the back of this one, we're going to attach this white piece. So we're going to add the same second largest white to be glued over the second largest cloud cover. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to match them up identically. I want the edges to be matched, the edge to be matched, and I want to make sure that nothing sticks out on any side. So on this side, I don't want to see any cloud cover, and on the other side, I don't want to see any white. And once I have that in place, I'm going to go ahead and give it a little press. I did get a little glue because I think I had it on my fingers from when I messed that part up there, but it's okay. That's what we have an adhesive eraser for, right? I'm really good at using these, I'll tell you that. Okay, so that looks good, okay? And I added a piece here of designer series paper, but I'll show it to you in a minute. So here on the back side, I added the paper right to the edge. So we're not going to add this till the end. It gets overlapped over both pieces. But this is what I did, and I stamped on here. So let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment, "You're destined for great things," before it's propped up and we can't stamp on it. We can glue paper, but we whoops. I made kind of a little mess. Look at that. Let's clean that and try again. I'm really good at messes. I know you guys think that I'm like perfectly never make a mess, but that's not the truth. All right, so let's get that inked up. Make sure we get it nice and inked. There we go, much better. All right, and we want to add that right up here. All right, so there's our sentiment. Put that off to the side for right now. All right, and now we're gonna have our pieces that these arches are attached to, okay? I'm gonna close this, flip this over for you to see the front, okay? This section here that these arches are attached to, that's what we're gonna do next. So I'm gonna just place the arches here. I'm gonna put that paper with it. So you should have a 3x3 in Pool Party. Oh, sorry, not Pool Party. 3x3 in Secret Sea, which is one of our new in colors, and a 4x3 in Cloud Cover. Again, another in color. And what you're going to do here is you are going to score on the short side. So both of this is 3x3, so it's the same. You're going to score it at 1 inch and 2 inch. And then you're going to score this one on the short side, because see, this would be the long side, the 4 inch. So we're going to score it on the 3 inch side, again, at 1 inch and 2 inch. Okay. Before we attach any of these pieces, I'm going to get all of our things that we need all taken care of. So I'm going to put those to the side for right now. We're going to work on our sailboat. I have all of my clouds, the 2 clouds available, see right here. And I have my 3 little seagulls. They're right there as well. That's what you see here. I have to do my sailboat, and I have to do these waves at the bottom and my words. So let's get all that out of the way. So we're going to start with Secret Sea, and we're going to stamp the outline of this sailboat. So I'm just going to get that inked up. And we will have to die cut this out in a few minutes. But right now, we're just going to stamp this little sailboat. I'm going to figure out, I'm going to angle it like right there and try and fit it in that piece. Right there. Just give it a second to grab the adhesive, and we're going to lift straight up. Perfect. And now we're going to clean our sailboat off in our chamois. So we'll clean that. Now we're going to fill in the boat. So I don't know if you guys can see right there, but the sailboat has a green base, and that is our, what do you call it? Mossy Meadow. And then the sails themselves have cloud cover. So we're going to use a couple colors here. So I'm going to close Secret Sea for right now. And I'm going to put it down at the bottom. We're going to grab cloud cover, and we'll do the stripes on the actual sails next. So it's this stamp right here. So we're going to ink that up. And I'm going to line that up so that it matches my sails. And when I'm happy with my placement, I'm going to go ahead and press that down into place. And there are my sails. It will dry. and do its thing, so that's good. Now we're going to work on the bottom of our boat. And our boat bottom is in Mossy Meadows, so we're going to grab that color next. And again, we're going to ink that up in Mossy Meadow, and we're going to stamp that right inside. I'm going to bring this down because I need to kind of see without putting my head in the camera. But it's pretty forgiving, so don't sweat it if you know, it's pretty forgiving stamp set, I think. So we're going to press that down. There's our sailboat. You see it has that green in it. It's so pretty. And then we're going to use the green also for our sentiment, congratulations, which I am going to be stamping onto a very skinny scrap of cloud cover. We can die cut that out in a minute, but let's get everything ready. So we're going to stamp our congratulations right here, and I'm just going to get it to fit on that little piece there. Hopefully it will fit. There we go. Hold that for a second. All right, and I'm going to fussy cut that out in a little bit, but not right now. So all of our stamping part is done. And now we just need to do our waves. Okay, so our wave piece there is going to be 4 inches long, and so I have a piece of 4 by 1, and we are going to die cut that. So I'm going to just put this to the side right now. I'm going to grab my little mini machine, and I'm going to die cut the sailboat. So we'll put that on here. We'll grab our die. And I'm going to pull them all out because we're going to need one of these little guys here so that we can do our sails and our waves. So we're going to add this in here, put this over the top, place it, you know, so that you're happy with it. That's pretty good right there. And I'm going to slide this over so it's not butting past my plate. There we go. And we're going to slide this in place here. Okay. And we'll die cut. Oops, let's move that out of the way. Die cut our sailboat. And then we'll do our water. So here's our sailboat. So pretty. Okay. I'm going to trim this off of my scrap here. And save that for another project. Put my sailboat back on my dies before I lose that. And let's work on this little piece. So right down this piece here, I am going to add a little bit of waviness happening. So I'm going to add this right to the edge here of this die. And I'm going to place my, whoops, I don't want that to move that far over. Let's kind of hold it in place and move the die. There we go. All right, let's crank that through. We're going to get one side and then we'll get the other side for the, you'll see. This is why I wanted to do it in person so that I could explain it a little better. All right, so when you do this, here is your first little wave situation. We're going to use the other side of this to get the other, and I have to poke out whatever's stuck in here. So let's do that. All right, I think we're, oh, one more. All right, we're good now. So let me toss those in my trash over here next to me. And we'll do another wave with this piece. I'll show you. This is why I wanted to show you. So if you use a 1 inch by 4 inch piece, you can get 2 waves. I'm going to put that one there. Place this in here. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to use the end of that paper, line that up, and go ahead and put my piece over the top. And this time I want to make sure that it is on there good and give it a nice crank through. All right, Move my machine out of the way. Whoops, stamps falling, everything's happening over here. All right, so this little piece we can discard. And here's your other wave. So now we have 2 of those. Oh, this time it didn't grab it into the die. And so I can put my die back. Here's my sailboat die. I'm gonna put this die back right here. And then I can put that away. And we're ready to start assembling this card. All right, so let's get all of our little remnants off of here and into the trash can. And we should be good to go. All right. So again, get my mini off the table. Of course, I've been rocking this mat everywhere because that's what happens when you're live and you're trying to do too many things. Okay. So let's figure this out. So now we have our pieces here. We have this piece. I have to fussy cut this. Let's knock that out of the park real quick, because this is going to go over the top of that wavy area. And it says congratulations. This is such a pretty font. And you can see that I'm wiggling with my left hand. I'm not moving my right hand. It hasn't moved. The only thing that's moving is the scissor until I get to the end. Then I'm sliding it back up like I just did right there. And we're wiggling our way through this. Hold on here and around. And I'm almost to the end of my scissor again, so I'm going to move my scissor down. And we just have to come around this S. And good. And now I will hold on to the part that I cut and continue to wiggle my paper. Go around this I and this T. Oh, some fell down, that's fine. And then this L. And back over to the T and congrat with a T. Congrats. All right, we're almost there. That piece fell off as well, so we're gonna just use this last little bit to hold on and wiggle, almost to the C now. And we're gonna come down and around this letter C. And we're good. Just make sure there's no sharp points. I don't like those. So there's our congratulations. I can discard this little scrap that I used. All right. So now we're going to take these 2 pieces, the 3x3 and the 4x3. And the raised edge is what we're going to burnish with. So we're going to go ahead and burnish inward and inward. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one, inward and inward. All right, so this is our 3x3 and here's our 4x3, okay? This is going to sandwich and be glued right inside here, and it's going to be the base for our cards. It's what's gonna hold everything in place, okay? So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue, not a lot, right here along this edge. And I'm going to hold it here and make sure that it's even on both sides right there, and that I have about the same right here as I have right here. If I don't, I could slide it over. And it's above the score line. So just right above the score line, and I'm adhering that down. If I'm not happy with it, lift it and move it. That's what I love about wiggle room for this kind of wet adhesive. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing. On this side, just a little line, okay? And we're gonna do the same thing, only this time we're not gonna be able to just lift it up. It's gonna go right above that score line in place, and you're gonna hold it right here. You're gonna put your fingers down until they meet in this little tube right here, and you're just gonna hold that in place because you set up the precedence on the first side, okay? Now, the next piece is we're gonna glue this piece in, and so we wanna make sure that there's room That's why we only glued it on one piece, but we want to make sure that there's room for this to be glued on this side and the small one to be glued in the front of this one right here, okay? So let's start with the big one. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the bottom of this arch, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the bottom of the back. And I'm going to slide this arch. I'm going to lift this out right here, hold it out, and I'm just going to slide it in right there and press it into place where it's being held, and we're good to go now, okay? So there's that one. And I'm going to put my fingers inside that tube and press it to that piece. But then I'm also going to pull back and make sure that there's enough adhesive on that blue panel to cover. See right there? I think you guys can see that pretty good. And then I'm going to hold it in place and just hold it and hover it right here. That's going to adhere it to that base and keep it in place, okay? So I'm going to hold that just for a second. We're going to do the same thing. This time we're going to put the small plate in place. So I'm just going to give it a second. You can smush this down if you need to press. Because remember, I told you it collapses flat, okay? And if you need to remove any adhesive, you want to do that now before you put your other. If you put too much, if you went too far over, you can do that on both of these edges. But I think we're good. I don't think there's much, if anything. I always put a little extra glue. If you don't use as much as me, you should be fine, okay? So there's the back. So now we're going to work on the front. We're going to do the same thing, okay? We're going to add a little bit of adhesive to this bottom piece in the front. Oops, I almost put glue on my knuckle in the back. Okay, and then we're going to add the glue just like we did with the other one. So we're going to lift this forward and bring this in here. And I'm going to move mine a little bit over to the right. I don't want it to be centered exactly. And I'm just going to hold that in place. And I'm just going to make sure that we're good. And then I'm going to pull this forward. And I'm going to put adhesive right in the front all the way up to the top so that it has something to really hold it in place. And I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to press just like I did there. And if any adhesive rolls up, just wipe it with your finger and we can use an eraser on it in a little bit once it's fully set. But that's what we have so far right there. And again, you can press down. I just put adhesive on that piece, but we're good. So see, there's the adhesive. We can remove it in a couple minutes right here and it'll go away. It just needs to set for pretty much for a second or so. And you can see how it folds quite flat and it folds flat this way. So either direction, and it stands up. Hang on, let me get it set. Stands up right there. So now we're going to glue our waves on our piece here, okay? So here's our original one, okay? So I have to figure out where this one ends and where this one starts, and I'm gonna glue the top one first. So let's look at that, and I think I'm happy with that. So let's leave that one just sitting there, and I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on the back, just on the bottom of this, on the solid part, not the part where the holes are. And I'm gonna add this about midway because a little bit of the white of the of the cloud cover is going to show. So right about there, and you can trim off the excess if you need to, if you have it a little longer than it needs to be. I'd rather have it longer than shorter. Then I'm going to grab my second one and I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to add this one to the bottom edge, but not overhung. And it should butt up to the other one, just like that, see? And it's formed my little C area. And then I'm going to use my congratulations, and I'm going to do the same thing. Let me grab my silicone mat for this one, so I can glue it down. And we're going to go ahead and add our adhesive. This says congratulations, and that's going to go over that blue that we just glued, okay? So let me grab my tweezer. And this is gonna go right here on this left side, right kind of along that C line right there. Okay, perfect. Congratulations. And I just wanna make sure it's lined up, it's even all the way across so that it's not crooked. All right, there's our congratulations. So now we're gonna set our scene here. okay? We want our cloud to come out here, but not past this one, okay? And I'm gonna bring it kind of down. We want this cloud kind of high up. And again, we don't want it to go past this side. So this one's gonna get full glue on the back, the short one, the smaller one, I mean. And it's gonna get right over the top right here and right to the edge of that cloud cover, okay? About right there is good. And then this one, you don't want it to stick past. See how when I close this one, you don't want it to stick past that one? Same thing. You don't want it to stick past. So you're going to hold your hand there so you don't put glue where it doesn't belong. And then you're just going to put glue on the parts that you do want it. And then when you lay this flat, you're going to make sure that your clouds are not sticking out past the edge of your large die. And then this one's going to get dimensionals, okay? So we're going to grab my dimensionals. And I am going to use some big ones and then probably some parts and pieces. So, you know me and my dimensionals, so don't be surprised. That's right, dimensionals are back. So now I'm going to use some minis and then I'll use some pieces in a minute. All right, so now I need a piece. I need to trim a piece from here for this little part that holds the sail. So I want a piece right there to keep it stability. And then I'm going to cut some rather larger pieces, but these are going to go across here. Sorry, I covered up my boat. So I'm going to put one in this front section, one in this back section, and then I'm going to need one more, but right there I'm going to cut one more, a little wider. So it's bigger than a mini and smaller than a regular dimensional. Okay, I'm going to hold that up to the camera for you guys to see. And I can put these away now. So let's put those away. And we're going to pull the backs off. Let's grab my take your pick tool. And then we're going to pull the backs off of these guys. Almost there. One more. Okay. Now we're going to attach our sailboat. And this is going to be attached on this light part of the blue here, right there. And make sure that he doesn't, you know, stick out past that end either. So he's on the waves. And there he is. Okay, so now we're going to add our little seagulls. So I have to turn them backwards. There should be three. There's the third one. Okay, I couldn't see that one at first. So I'm just going to add a hair of adhesive. I'm going to show you in a second. So you're just going to grab a smidge, just let a little bit of glue come out and then just brush it. Don't actually squeeze it. When that first dot comes out, just brush it over your seagull wings because they're super thin. You don't need a ton. Okay, so there's that one. So let's add this one first since it's stuck to my finger. I'm actually going to grab it with the tweezers. And I'm going to put that one over here. And press that into place. Let's grab our big guy here. And the big guy is over here on this cloud, so we're going to add him right there. And then our medium one up here, kind of sailing in the yellow of the sky. And I'll show you the print that I used for this from that boho paper, because I used both the front and the back of that print. And this is the back, this is the front. So let me grab a full sheet of it to show it to you. It's quite beautiful. It's this one. So you can cut yourself for 2 cards. You can cut one and then another right on this edge, which has the most yellow. So you can see I still got yellow on this one, even though this one has a little more because I cut this one from this side and this one from this side. So you can use quite a bit. And when you cut them, you're going to have this big section at the bottom. And that's where I got this piece here, see? This little strip. And I have another one for the other card. So it actually works out quite well You could get 2 cards from one of these 6x6 pieces if you make them just like me and just how I did it. So now we're going to go to the back, okay? So here's the back side. And I'll show you the back of this one. So now I'm going to add my designer series paper right over this cloud cover. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to the paper itself, the DSP. And then this is the final touch. And I'm just layering. This is a 1" by 4, which is the same piece that's here. And you can just make sure to press it down that it fits. You can slide it back and forth. Make sure you have a good proper fit. And there is the back. You can write your note because you can flatten it out and write your note back there. It says you're destined for great things. Isn't this the funnest card? I think I have glue on everything because I always have glue in my fingers. I want to make sure that I get it all out. But yeah, so isn't this so fun? So it stands up. Whoops. Just like that. And you can always add a stabilizer if yours is too heavy. There's mine right there. I would just grab another 4" maybe by 3/4 of an inch or so, score it down the length so that you have like a little rectangle, and then just push it through that tube, and it'll just give it a little extra stability if you feel that you need one. But it folds flat just like this in an envelope. You can slide it right in, and when they get it, they can prop it on their mantle, and it will stand up just like that for them. So I think that you guys will really like this card. You can use it for lots and lots of occasions. They don't have to be arches. They could be circles. I mean, they could be large circles. They could be rectangles. So really check it out because I think you have a lot of options with this card. This bundle is amazing. And of course, you know how much I love the arches. So Sunrise Sailing is the name of this bundle. I will be doing another project with it on Thursday. So if you like this and you want to check out what else I can do with it, you can see that. Remember, I used the Soft Waves embossing folder for that Secret Sea color, and I added the arches. So that's the only addition. Other than that, everything else was made with this. Of course, you need a designer series paper, and this is a bundle, so it doesn't have a suite, doesn't have a paper, but this boho vibes paper is amazing, and it works really, really well. I hope that you guys enjoyed this project. If you have questions, please put them in the chat. I will stay a little after the live ends and talk with you in the chat and see what else you need. But I hope that you enjoyed this very much, and I appreciate having you. Thanks for being part of my live tonight. And if you are new, please say hi. Let us know. If you're watching on the replay, please say hi. Let us know where you're watching from. And thanks for hanging out with me today. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping.